We're going to celebrate a very special day that is today's World Hello Day. Hello, world! We're on Facebook Live, live from AM 1490 WGCH in Greenwich, Connecticut studios, and around the world on Facebook Live, and on around the world on WGCH.com, blah, blah, blah. And, well, I got a lot of commotion going on in the studio. I have papers everywhere. That's just the way it's going today. And in the middle of this all, I'm going to go to London. That's correct. We're going to go to London right now. Why? Well, I met these fabulous people. I have some fabulous friends. I'm blessed. One of the things I'm grateful for, I just start writing a gratitude journal. Today, I have a 30-day thing I'm doing. And I'm grateful for some beautiful people I've had the pleasure of knowing. So we'll get to who they are. One is a guy named Jimmy Valentino. Love him. And he's the guy and the reason why I'm talking to Claudette Williams right now, live from London. Jimmy is a fascinating, forward-thinking entrepreneur in the world. And basically, he's always, he was the head of MetLife insurance and marketing for a billion years. He was a chairman of a bank. But he loves kind of creative stuff. And he gets involved as an investor in a lot of different things. And he found this story, and he just went crazy over it, the Doris Day story. It's called Day After Day. And what the story is about is Doris Day. She's been iconic in the American television, theater, songs, and she's written so many songs that haven't gotten enough love, one of which is Que Sera, Sera, whatever will be, will be. And I was introduced through Jimmy to a cool girl named Terry Billen, who was here in New York. Now she's over there. And then somehow she got to Claudette Williams, who's over there in London, who is now writing this story. It's called Day After Day. And they're all putting this thing on. And what they're going to do is hopefully bring it to Broadway. So we're saying hello to Claudette because I wanted to start on a happy note today with some good thinking and feelings. And whatever will be, will be. Claudette, what are you doing?
Hi. Well, it's London, so it's absolutely pouring with rain. What's it like there? Is there sunshine there?
No, here's what happened, Claudette. We got snowflakes.
Snow?
Yeah.
Oh, how exciting. I miss snow.
Oh,
I
we
never
don't.
Get it here.
You never get snow there, ever?
We really, really rarely. Sometimes at Christmas, a little bit of a dusting, but not like, well, I'm from Canada, so it's nothing like what I'm used to, what I grew up with, but never mind.
Okay, never mind.
Rain's all right.
Rain's all right. Does it rain all the time? Seriously.
You know what, it seriously does, and people moan about it, but I sort of think you can't have the Garden of Eden, you can't have the most beautiful, green aisle without rain, so, it's a give and take thing, isn't it, really? You have to compromise a bit.
Well, I have bad hair, so I'm not coming to live in London. How's your hair?
Yeah, I suffer.
Yeah,
I wear a lot of hats, just like Doris.
Oh, Doris Day. Let's talk about Doris Day.
Yeah.
I took a little consensus, and I'll take a consensus to my Facebook audience and to my radio audience. Who remembers Doris Day? Who grew up with Doris Day? Believe it or not, I had one no in my studio because he's younger. And Bob, who's a touch older than younger, said not really. And me...
No, I know who Doris Day is.
Okay. And
I just wouldn't say I was thoroughly into her.
I was so into Doris Day.
Right.
I couldn't get enough of the Doris Day movies. And when she was with Rock Hudson, I just couldn't take it. I wanted to be them and her and sing and dance and have romance and all those nice things. Anyway, Doris Day. What are you doing involved with this and why? And why am I talking to you all the way from London?
Well, good questions, all of them. I'm the playwright, and I have always loved Doris, but I didn't start out this project thinking that I was going to write a wonderful homage to her life. I started it in the Fringe in Toronto, and I had every intention of writing some silly little thing, as a Fringe show would be, with Doris, the man wearing the pajama bottoms and the woman wearing the pajama top, and just all of
I know, that's what got me, the pajama top, and he was wearing the bottoms.
Exactly.
It just all came back to me. I didn't realize what my attraction was. I like the guy with the no shirt, and I like the girl with the no leg things going on.
Exactly. But I had every intention of writing something like that, but then, and I didn't really know Doris's life at all. I remember her as a child. I remember watching, one of my most guilty memories is watching all of Pillow Talk with one eye through the crack in the door as my parents watched it on television.
Right.
And I thought it was absolutely magical, and it was so exciting as well because I was being so naughty. That's what my remembrances of Doris are.
Now I know why you're on from London, because you got a little naughty in you.
I got a little naughty in me.
Didn't want anybody dry from London. I want someone just a touch of naughty, nothing crossing the line.
Just a touch of naughty. Exactly. But when I started to research and listen to the music, I felt I can't possibly do something so cavalier and disrespectful, fringe or no fringe. Her story is fascinating. All she ever really wanted was to have a happy home life, and she was just swept up in this vehicle of stardom. And the men in her life, I mean, her first husband was incredibly abusive. He kicked her in the stomach when she was 7 months pregnant. He was insanely jealous. And in that era, I mean, it was the 30s, and she walked away as a teenager with a child. She walked away. She had the strength to say, you know what, I'm not having this. And that's extraordinary.
I don't think I knew that. I don't think many people know that about Doris Day.
No.
See, this is an important story about
yes,
a woman.
It's a very important story.
Because, it's more about humans than it is about a play. So many people walk out of the house every day with a face that, for the world, that has nothing to do with what is really going on behind the scenes. And we assume the perkiest and the cutest and the most bubbly people have everything going their way, when in fact it's often a deflection or a survival technique for them to deal with the outside world. That's a bad, horrible, horrible story. And it went on. She still had more trouble after that, right? She teenage, single mom. She left. Good for her. Now what?
Well, she was heartbroken and she married again. She was a big band singer, so she was. She got rid of Al, the first jerk of a husband, and then she married another musician, and she was starting to get film work, and he couldn't, but he was jealous as well, but not sexually jealous of other men. He just couldn't bear that she was going to be this big star, and he actually wrote her a letter to say goodbye, which is as rude now as getting a text when someone dumps you by text. He just wrote her a letter saying, I don't want to be Mr. Doris Day. So, I mean, again, she had this...
Gag me. I can't believe this guy.
Exactly.
What was that idiot's name?
His name was George Wilder.
Well, George had some ego issues, didn't he?
Serious ego issues. But they got back together not as a couple later in life, because he found... he became a Seventh-day Adventist, and then he shared that with Doris. No, sorry, I'm wrong, Christian Scientist. And then he shared that with her, and because there was such a profound change in his demeanor and his attitude, and he apologized for how he treated her, she became interested in Christian Science as well. And she followed that religion quite passionately, actually. She really believed in it.
Okay.
And it gave her a lot of comfort.
I'm trying to look up the Doris Day songs. And I happen to have a track list here of the 16 most requested songs of Doris Day. But Que Sera Sera is not one of the first ones. I find that fascinating. Sentimental Journey.
That's the one. Sentimental
Journey. My dreams are getting better all the time. It's magic. Love somebody. Again, bewitched, bothered, and bewildered. There's a good one.
Yep.
Would I love you, love you, love you? Why did I tell you I was going to? Sugar Bush, A Guy is a Guy, When I Fall in Love, Secret Love, that was big. If I Give My Heart to You, I'll Never Stop Loving You, Whatever Will Be was number 15. Everybody loves a lover. So what are you doing with these songs? What are you doing?
Okay.
What's the plan?
So, well, what informed the whole treatment for me is when I was reading about her life, I had just finished reading about her first husband being so violent towards her, and the music, It's Magic, was on. And I was so taken by the juxtaposition of her singing that incredibly beautiful song, but all of this other stuff going on. So I picked up a stopwatch and I timed the musical breaks, and then I wrote the scene to fit those musical breaks, and that juxtaposition has informed the whole treatment of the songs. And the songs are chosen not chronologically. This isn't a jukebox musical that she released this song and then this song. I've chosen the songs specifically to act as her inner thoughts. So when she's singing It's Magic, and on another part of the stage, Al is savagely beating her, and then she sings It's Magic, it gives such an incredible power for us in the audience, for us to have some incredible compassion for, oh my God, that really was what's going on. She's got her beautiful face on, and she's out there in the world, but behind the scenes, she's enduring all of these horrors.
How old is Doris Day right now?
I think the people... There's about a 2-year gap. I think she may have lied about her age when she first started singing in a band, but general consensus is she's either 94 or 92.
Where is
but
she?
She's in her 90s.
Where does she?
She's
where
in
is
Carmel.
She? Carmel, California.
She's in Carmel. Yeah, and she's still very active with her charities, her Doris Day, her animal trusts. She's absolutely, that's been the relationship of her life, really, her relationship with her animals.
Wow.
Because these men, her third husband, that's the worst story of all, Marty Melcher, became
What
her
happened with this
manager.
idiot? I can't believe she made 3 bad choices. Smart girls make bad choices sometimes.
But the last one was the most horrendous because he actually robbed her blind. He and their family lawyer were in cahoots and stole all her money. She stupidly made him the executor so he could sign anything. So he signed her up for, we all remember the Doris Day show, the television show. She never wanted to do that show. She was absolutely adamant. And when Marty died of a heart attack, she found these scripts somewhere in a closet, and he had not only signed her to I think a 3-year contract with Paramount to do this show she didn't want to do. He'd also already spent all the money, and when he died, she was penniless and owned tens of thousands in back taxes. Now, that's the 50s, or I guess at that time the 60s, so that's huge amounts of money. She sued the lawyer, and she got a $22 million settlement in the 70s. That
was good.
That was very good. She didn't actually get all the money because Jerry, the lawyer, of course, hid it. She got some, but I think what was most important to her is that she fought back, and she said, I'm not having this either. So although, she's this wonderful, perky, pretty, vibrant and great dancer, there's a will of steel in that core of that character, which is just, she was so ahead of her time.
Wow, she was way ahead of her time.
Way ahead of her time.
Where's that lawyer?
He'd be dead by now, but yeah, he's,
Yeah.
Jerry. Mm-hmm.
Wow. This is, incredible story. I besides being a big band singer back in the late 30s, she went on to Columbia Records, and she made 29 albums, 39 films. She was on 5 decades. I can't believe that everybody didn't love her. She was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. She got 2 Oscars for Best Original Song. One was for Secret Love, and one from Calamity Jane, another Que Sera, Sera. What will be, will be. And that was from the man who knew too much. She got a Grammy for Lifetime Achievement in 2011, and she released a new album then, which went to number 12 on Amazon's bestseller list. And believe it or not, with that release, she became the oldest artist to score a UK top 10 album containing new material. And I just think it's fantastic. I know a bunch of the proceeds went to her Doris Day Animal League, where I guess her heart is. Anyway, she broke so many box office records, and yes, a testament to the will of the woman. It's not a story she owns the market on. You do realize that, but it is a story that needs to be told about her, because I do believe that many other women in the world along the path of those decades will find a story that they can resonate with parts of it for sure. All right, this is just brilliant, Claudette Williams. I put everything up on the Debbie Nigro Show Facebook page.
Yep.
And I'm going to suggest to everybody they follow what you're doing. Anybody wants to get involved here in the U.S., there's a contact link there. I put the website up. Follow along the story. The key is obviously to get the show financed so it can travel the world and land on Broadway. And I'm in favor of everybody paying attention, so I'm putting it up there for you guys. Wishing you the very best.
Thank you, Debbie. It was lovely to talk to you today. And I hope the snow stays a bit, because that'll be lovely for Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Oh, thank you, Claudette. Be well.
Be well, too. Bye.
Bye.